Hello there, my name is Valerie White Williams and I'm a voice teacher and a vocal coach for Vocal Splendor Studios. I'm also married to a drummer husband, so never mind the noise. Today I'm doing another reaction video, and this time I'm reacting to young Amira Willighagen. I think I'm saying that right, singing Gabriella's song, and this is in 2018, so let's have a listen.
Ja, den då vägen jag valt, jag får trasten långt bortom orden som har visat en liten bit av den himmel jag aldrig nått.
I'm going to stop for a moment. I do not like singing while walking in. It's really tough because, of course, she's got that big dress on and she was like a trip. But one of the things I love about Amira is she is so grounded. She is so still. Not still like she doesn't like move around, but she just is really clear, and she's very confident for a very young woman. So let's keep going.
Jag vill känna att jag lever av den tid jag har. Ska jag leva som jag vill? Jag vill känna att jag lever, veta att jag duger till.
I'm going to stop. Oh my gosh, sorry to ruin the mood, but I just have to say it when I see it. Her technique is really good because that stillness in her body, her posture, very regal, but in a very elegant way. And, you know, I've judged so many singers, so many students, years and years of teaching and adjudicating, but her posture is just really outstanding. She always has her chest lifted. She has her head balanced, you know, which is a lot of singers do a lot of this stuff. But she's always just very balanced, loose jaw, everything's really flowing. And I don't get the sense that she's pushing her voice. And yes, she is using a microphone because that's kind of what is going on in this particular concert. It's pure opera singers sing without a mic and they're staged. But what I'm seeing is beautiful free tone, nice gentle vibrato. I don't hear forcing or pushing or trying to sound like she's a 30-year-old opera singer. She's just in the moment with the joy of her singing.
Den du jag var. På man vägen och vinna ska vara. Jag vill leva lycklig för att jag är jag. Kunna vara stark och fri. Sen låter gå.
I have some people that have asked me to react to her, and I said I'm not really into like the child singers, but she's something different. She again reminds me of the young Beverly Sills. Had a really beautiful, she was singing arias as a young teen, and of course she ended up having an amazing operatic career. But with her, look at her, she's even in the moment. She has such presence, such calm presence. And her high notes are absolutely ringing and gorgeous, no pushing at all, just allowing her mouth to open up. So she's really using that breath. Her alignment is really relaxed. And also her low notes are very I don't hear two voices. Sometimes with younger singers, they really have a difficulty, going from their more chest voice to their head voice. We hear a lot of cracks or two voice syndrome. You hear like airy sound, and I don't hear any of this. It's very connected throughout. And she has the stillness and in the momentness, which makes me jealous. That was not my natural. I'm not a natural performer. I'm too intellectual, but I've learned to be. But just seeing her so still, I can see why she has such a huge fan base, because not only is her singing very lovely, but she has a beautiful spiritual presence that is very charming and very, very healing, I want to say, to hear her sing such beautiful notes and beauty. And then she's singing in Swedish too, which is also impressive. She's still a young girl. That was great. Really, really, I mean it. She is a really incredible young singer and just so grounded, so clear, so focused, and so joyful. The voice is absolutely lovely. I don't know how old she is. She looks like she's maybe a young teen, maybe 13, 14 or so. But still, just, when we look at classical singing voices, we want, the tone to be from top to bottom. Now, the truth of the matter is that singers have kind of registers. It's kind of like driving a car or shifting gears on a bike. And so shifting from the low voice to the medium voice to the high voice is a bit of a challenge for many singers as they learn to manage the breath, because there's a lot of breath that needs to be, the larynx, the mouth. She's just so still and so clear. And I sense that she, loves to sing, but she doesn't get distracted. She stays centered. I also do some meditation and some spiritual work, and she just seems naturally a grounded person and is very clear. And she stays in the moment in her body, because that's the thing. Sometimes singers get so nervous and they feel like they're having an out-of-body experience because they're nervous and they forget the words. And she is just right there in the moment and sharing her beautiful gift, which is more than a gift, because I know she's worked hard, but just really real clarity in her sound. I have nothing to critique her on, because she's using her voice extremely well. And I've coached and adjudicated many, many, many singers. But it's just a beautiful presence and a beautiful voice that's very well produced. So when she opens up her notes, she's always jaws like this. And again, even those low notes at the beginning were very well placed. The voice is very aligned, is what we like to say. I can't speak to the Swedish. I am Swedish and I know Swedish, but Swedish is an interesting language and it's beautiful. Swedish has a bit more flow, kind of like Italian, interestingly enough, of the Germanic languages, because they tend to add a little bit more of a flow to it, where other languages have a bit more consonants, like Dutch and German. So it's very beautiful, and I just love her presence, and I can see her just big heart. And at the very end, she's doing those curtsies. It was just like so ladylike and so sweet. and gracious. I have to tell a lot of my students when they bow, because they think, oh, I'm being cocky and I'm going to bow because I'm so awesome. And I tell them what the bowing is saying thank you. Because, when you're on a big concert stage, you can't go, yeah, thank you. So by bowing, you're just saying, thank you for your applause. It's just kind of a sign language of feeling gracious. And she's so sweet and so gracious, and so everything is just all together there. So I'm really excited to see what she does next. And I know there's some other more recent performances that she's done. She's like 17 maybe now. So even still, she's still growing into her voice, because the human voice for women doesn't really come into their fullness until I'd say mid to late 20s. So there's still a lot of growth going, but so far, so good. They are making really great choices for her, because some of the other singers that have been singing this kind of opera music end up pushing their voice. They end up touring too much. They get burned out. They get bad habits because they become a moneymaker for the parents. And then they just aren't as good as they go on. I mean, some of them still have a fan base, but I really hate to see that, because a child's love of classical singing should be honored. And you don't want to push them too far too soon, because the goal is to not make money on them when they're a kid. The goal is to prepare them for a career later in life. They can still sing and they can still perform, but if you want to guide a child prodigy like this, you need to be careful and not burn them out, not push them, but because that's what happens. Parents quit their jobs and they manage their children. It's not always in the best interest of the child, because we want them to have a long career. And if they want to sing opera, I mean real opera, just because you're singing opera arias, in my opinion, an opera singer is someone who sings in a staged opera. You can sing opera arias and you can sing opera style, but to sing opera is designed to be staged in operatic staging. And that takes a bit more. So those kids that want to sing opera, we want to preserve their voice. So if they choose to do that, they can. Because too many other singers ended up getting bad habits and not being able to really move into their career, which is normally when you sing opera, you're going to get into it in your mid-20s or late 20s, because it takes a long time to tour and it takes a long time for the voice to mature. So far so good. I really like her, and I get it. I get her. And I'm super excited to react to more. So if you love Amira as much as I've grown to be, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell so you get notified of all my uploads. And please let me know in the comments below what other Amira songs I should do. I know a lot of people have comments, but I get so many comments. Sometimes I just need to be reminded. In fact, my kids go, Mom, you forget. So I love that. And also, if you're interested in lessons, I am teaching online. I've been teaching online since 2011. I'm getting really busy right now because now everybody wants lessons, because people have been shut down, and music is something to do because it helps us. It helps us when we sing. It helps us when people listen. It's a community building, and that's the beauty of music. And that's what I see with Amira too. It seems like she's always got a lot of people around her. It's a beautiful event. Everybody's happy and joyful. That's what we need to hear more of, right? All right, and the other thing I want to let you know is I have 2 free passion projects on Facebook. They're private Facebook groups. The first one is Creative Soul Alignment, and that's for people that are interested in creativity and spirituality, because when we are creating, we are experiencing the divine, and that's what we are here to do. The next thing is totally different. It's called YouTube Success Strategies, and that's where I'm teaching people how to succeed on YouTube. I've been on YouTube for 10 years, and I have multiple channels, and I've figured out how to teach others how to get my success. All right, you guys, thank you so much for introducing Amira to me. I so appreciate it. So I'll see you next time. Bye.